How many times have you seen this? What are you working? If you think you're working your shoulders, you're not. Today we're going to talk about 7 exercises, or quote unquote exercises, that I see people do that are just not worth your time. Number 1. This is not working your shoulders. You want to have your arms down by your side and lift it out this way. Push or pull, pull. By doing this, you're pulling your rhomboids together and your shoulders are just stabilizing and your biceps are stabilizing. So you're really not doing anything with your shoulders. Now, if you're trying for scapular retraction, that'll do it. All right, this is another exercise that is useless. I hear guys say, well, I'm doing this on my knees so I can make my core stronger. So what are you here to do? Are you here to work on your shoulders, or are you here to work on your core? Why do 2 things half-ass when you can do one thing at a time with all your concentration and focus? This is a totally worthless exercise, especially at the end if you're really tired and you're shaking all over the place. And if you have bad shoulders, now you've created instability into your shoulders and you really haven't done a damn thing for your core. You know, you're working your glutes and hams to help stabilize yourself coming forward and backwards. So stop doing this exercise. It's just really not worth it. All right, I hear guys saying, I'm old school. So what you see him do is this. Oh yeah, I'm behind the neck. This is old school. And if you ask a lot of old school bodybuilders who truly are old, they'll say, I wish I'd never done that move because it is terrible for your shoulders. There is never, ever a reason biomechanically to have that bar down way behind your neck. You're going to jack up your shoulders and you're going to jack up your neck at the same time. So learn to do the exercise properly. It's going to come down just in front of your face and it's supported this way. So I got to move my chair back. So I've gone over this before. It is just brushing my nose. It's here, up, here, up. There is no benefit whatsoever to have a bar come down so far behind your neck. Now on a pull down, you can go to the crown of your head, but you also never want to pull down below your neck because it just does no good whatsoever. So keep that in mind. Just because something is old school doesn't mean it's a good school. And speaking of old school, don't forget to order your Vintage Brawn protein, or if you need a good pre-workout using Vintage Blast, use my code MastersMuscle for 15% off. Time to go over the 2 dumbest moves in the gym. Side bends with weights on both sides and the side bend in general. This is the single dumbest exercise I've ever seen in the gym. Why is it the dumber exercise? Because you've got 2 weights. They're counterbalancing each other. So let's look at the side bend. This is what I call a monkey see, monkey do exercise. People do this because they've seen other people do this. And this is a really poor exercise. You lean over and then you're supposed to tighten here. So yes, you do feel it right here, but what is the problem with this? Most people twist down sideways and then they're pulling up like this. So they're jacking up their back as well. This motion is just not natural for your spine. Now here's the next problem with this. These are your obliques. Now, if you build up the musculature in your obliques and they start to get out and wide, if you have fat covering them up, now you look like you have a larger love handle. So you want, it's fine to have obliques, but you do not want them to get so large that they start to poke out. It just doesn't look natural. And as I said, it'll make you look like you have a love handle. So avoid that side bend exercise. There are so many better ways to work your core. You can lay down on the ground and go side to side, but there's never any need to do weighted exercises for your obliques. Hey, if you're liking this content, don't forget to hit that like button and please subscribe to the channel. This is how the channel grows with the algorithm. And you can follow me on Instagram at Masters Muscle. All right, let's talk about the Larson press. There is a time and a place for a Larson press, and if you're a power lifter, then you should incorporate the Larson press into your routine. Now, if you're just trying to build muscle, I see guys doing the Larson press, and I'll ask them why they're doing it, and they say, well, because it's strengthening my core. So once again, what are you here to do? Strengthen your core or work your chest? Do one well instead of doing two motions half-assed. Now, if you need to put your feet up on the bench because you have issues with your back, you need to work those issues out on your back. You need to spend some time fixing that problem. Go to a trained professional who can help you with that. Because if you ever want to have a good bench press, whether you're a bodybuilder or a power lifter, then you need to have your feet on the ground to stabilize your body. I'm going to do a Larson press for you, and I really don't like doing these. The problem is, when you do that move, yes, your core is tight, but I could do a whole lot of other exercises to make my core stronger than to do this move, which creates a lot of instability and the chance to hurt yourself. And again, I'm going to tell you, there's no such thing as a good power builder. You're either going to be a power lifter, strongman, or a bodybuilder. You can't be both. You can be a really strong bodybuilder, but the training techniques are different, and you're just going to end up being mediocre for both of them at best. So do one or the other. Don't try to do both. All right, let's talk about the waiter curl. What good does this do? What makes this any different than anything else? I'll tell you what it does. Absolutely nothing that a regular bicep curl doesn't do. There is no benefit to having your hand flat. If you want to have your hand flat, just do a dumbbell curl. Why not do a hammer curl or a crossbody curl? Waiter curls are just another example of monkey see, monkey do. Why are you wasting your time on this kind of crap? All right, here's another monkey see, monkey do exercise. The cube press. Maybe you might add that to it. So what does this do? Well, I have some people say this warms up your shoulders. The main thing it does is tear up your shoulders. It puts your shoulders in a really bad biomechanical position. So this is putting a hell of a lot of internal rotation on your shoulder, which your shoulder really doesn't want. it would be a better idea to just use a set of bands from here to here, or put a set of bands coming across your body this way. And as a bonus, I see people supposedly warming up their shoulders like this. This is not your shoulders. This is your latissimus dorsi doing what's called medial rotation. And your biceps, this is an isometric hold for your biceps. This does absolutely nothing for your shoulders. And the more weight you add, does absolutely nothing, because gravity is going down. There's no resistance this way. So, just because you see somebody do something doesn't mean it's right. If you want to learn how to do something and learn how to do it right, talk to a trained professional. The point of this whole video is not to put people down, but I want you to think about what you are doing, what exercise you are doing, and why you are doing it. If you're doing any of these exercises and you feel badly that you've been doing them, don't, because a lot of people just don't understand a lot about exercise physiology. And that's why I always recommend talking to a trained professional. So in summary, don't be a follower. Don't do monkey see, monkey do. Do what you know is right. Do your research, or ask somebody who really knows what they're doing, or hire a coach or a trainer like myself, and I promise you're going to get much better results. Till next time, this is Yaakov.